South Korea employs a 220 volts alternating current 60 Hz power distribution system. The electrical voltage is 220 volts alternating current, and the electrical frequency is 60 Hz. When installing a 220 volts alternating current fixture, it's crucial to use the correct type of switch for safety and proper operation. A double pole switch is required for a 220 volts alternating current fixture. The reason for using a double pole switch in a 220 volts alternating current system is because both wires, the live and neutral, carry voltage. To completely isolate the fixture from the power source, both wires must be disconnected simultaneously. A double pole switch achieves this by having two switching contacts that disconnect both wires at the same time. Single pole switches, conversely, only disconnect one wire, leaving the other wire live. This poses a safety hazard in a 220 volts alternating current system because the live wire could still present a risk of electric shock, even when the switch is in the off position. Therefore, a double pole switch is essential for ensuring safety when working with 220 volts alternating current fixtures. When selecting a double pole switch, it's important to verify that it is rated for 220 volts alternating current and has an appropriate amperage rating for the fixture it will control. The amperage rating of the switch should be equal to or greater than the maximum current drawn by the fixture. This prevents the switch from overheating and potentially failing, which could lead to a fire hazard. Furthermore, always consult with a qualified electrician if you are uncertain about any aspect of electrical wiring or installation. Working with electricity can be dangerous, and a qualified electrician has the knowledge and experience to ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable electrical codes. Electrical codes vary depending on the location, so it's crucial to adhere to the specific regulations in place. These codes are designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. Always ensure that all electrical work is performed by a licensed and insured electrician. This provides assurance that the work will be done correctly and that you will be protected in case of any accidents or damages. Moreover, it's important to regularly inspect electrical wiring and fixtures for any signs of damage or wear. Look for things like frayed wires, cracked insulation, or loose connections. If you notice any of these issues, have them repaired immediately by a qualified electrician. Electrical safety should always be a top priority. By following these guidelines, you can help to ensure the safety of yourself and others when working with 220 volts alternating current electrical systems. Here are some additional points to consider. Firstly, always turn off the power at the circuit breaker before working on any electrical wiring or fixtures. Secondly, use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. Thirdly, never work on electrical systems in wet or damp conditions. Fourthly, if you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, always consult with a qualified electrician. Fifthly, regularly test ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, to ensure that they are functioning properly. Sixthly, install arc fault circuit interrupters, or RFCIs, to protect against arc faults, which can cause fires. Seventhly, keep electrical panels and outlets clear of obstructions. Eighthly, never overload electrical circuits. Ninthly, use extension cords only temporarily and never run them under rugs or furniture. Tenthly, have your electrical system inspected periodically by a qualified electrician. Understanding the principles behind electrical systems is crucial for ensuring safety and proper operation. In a 220 volts alternating current system, the voltage between the two live wires, often referred to as line 1 and line 2, is 220 volts. The voltage between either live wire and the neutral wire is typically around 110 volts. This configuration is commonly used for powering high-power appliances and equipment. The frequency of the alternating current, which is 60 Hz in Korea, refers to the number of times the current changes direction per second. This frequency is standardized to ensure compatibility between electrical devices. When working with electrical systems, it's essential to understand the concepts of voltage, current, and resistance. Voltage is the electrical potential difference between 2 points. Current is the flow of electrical charge. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current. These three quantities are related by Ohm's law, which states that voltage is equal to current times resistance. Ohm's law is a fundamental principle in electrical engineering and is used to calculate various electrical parameters. Understanding Ohm's law is crucial for troubleshooting electrical problems and designing electrical circuits. In addition to Ohm's law, it's also important to understand the concept of power. Power is the rate at which electrical energy is transferred. It is calculated by multiplying voltage and current. The unit of power is the watt. Understanding power is crucial for determining the energy consumption of electrical devices and designing electrical systems that can handle the required load. When working with electrical systems, it's also important to understand the different types of electrical circuits. The two main types of circuits are series circuits and parallel circuits. In a series circuit, the components are connected in a single path, so the current flows through each component in turn. In a parallel circuit, the components are connected in multiple paths, so the current can flow through each component independently. The behavior of series and parallel circuits is different, so it's important to understand the characteristics of each type of circuit. In addition to understanding the basic concepts of electricity, it's also important to be familiar with the National Electrical Code, or NEC. The NEC is a set of standards for electrical wiring and installation that is used in the United States. It provides guidelines for safe and reliable electrical systems. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it's important to stay current with the latest edition. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. Following the NEC is essential for ensuring the safety of electrical systems. When working with electrical systems in Korea, it's important to be aware of the specific electrical codes and standards that are in place. These codes may differ from the NEC in some respects, so it's important to consult with a qualified electrician who is familiar with the local regulations. In addition to electrical codes and standards, it's also important to be aware of the potential hazards associated with electricity. Electricity can be dangerous if it is not handled properly. Electric shock can cause serious injuries or even death. Electrical fires can also cause significant property damage. Therefore, it's essential to take precautions when working with electricity. Always follow safety guidelines and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. By understanding the principles of electricity and following safety guidelines, you can help to ensure the safety of yourself and others when working with electrical systems.